So yesterday I rewatched Man of Steel for the first time in like 6 or 7 years or something. Leading up to the Snyder Cut, I'm watching some of the DCEU movies for the first time and going back and revisiting some that I hadn't seen in years. Now, I'm just not going to watch Suicide Squad again because I just don't care to, and I watched the Wonder Woman movies back in December, and I haven't seen Aquaman or Birds of Prey yet. I think I'm going to watch Aquaman tonight after this video gets up, and I'm going to watch Birds of Prey a few days after the Snyder Cut just so I can rank all the DCEU movies. But last night I watched the Ultimate Edition for Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice for the first time ever. Now, going into this, it had been a few years since I had actually seen Batman vs Superman. I remember seeing it in theaters. I've watched it probably 3 times and now 4 because of last night, but I've watched the theatrical cut I think at least 3 times, and it was a movie that I enjoyed more than most people, but I also think that's part of me just being younger and kind of, it feels weird to say nostalgia, but like older memories, because Batman's always been my favorite superhero, and seeing my first Batman movie on the big screen was just something that was really special to me. I'll never forget it. There's so many scenes, like I still remember, I went with my own, I still remember like buying the tickets and seeing like the 14A thing and being like, ooh, I'm just gonna make sure my mom doesn't see that while she's ordering the tickets. And then when Clark goes into like the bath with Lois, my own was just like, nope, don't look at that, which I found funny. And then I still remember like the one dream sequence where of course there's like that jump scare. I remember jumping at that, and I remember seeing the end, and even then I did enjoy the movie. I knew it wasn't the best because I mean the Dark Knight trilogy poster there, and it's my favorite trilogy of all time, so I love Batman, and I still remember enjoying the movie. Didn't really love it, but I still liked it, and a lot more than most people. And even on my rewatches, I never understood what people hated this movie. Even to this day I don't, but watching the Ultimate Edition I was really excited because a lot of people are just saying it is incredible. It was so much better than the theatrical one, and watched it last night, and I have to agree. Now, I don't remember everything about the theatrical cut, and I think it's been about 3.5 years since I've seen the theatrical cut, so that's quite a bit. I don't remember everything about it. There are key scenes here, but I did watch some videos just to say, like, here are the differences, and when thinking about that, and I noticed it in the movie, I was just like, why did they cut these? These are so amazing. Like, some of the things, it just flowed really easily. This movie is 3 hours long, 3 hours and 3 minutes or something crazy. For me, didn't feel like that at all. Maybe it was just because I started late and I was just very locked into the movie. It did not feel like 3 hours long at all. Now, one of the main differences is that this one is R-rated, and there's one scene you can definitely tell, and that's the incredible shot of Bruce Wayne's ass. I remember hearing about that, and then I saw it and I was like, yeah, this is rated R, and somebody says fuck in it once, and I think there's probably more blood or something, but I really enjoy this movie. This movie is really good. Are there problems with it still? Yes. But overall, it is an insanely well-made movie, and it's very thematically rich. That's something that people use a lot while describing this movie, and there's many videos. One that I will highly recommend is Jaren Talks Movies. He did this whole like 29-minute video on why this is one of the best like comic book movies ever, and it's a great video. He goes much more into detail about it, but there's so many things here, and a lot of things that are added, and I probably have some unpopular opinions. Probably my biggest one is the Martha scene, because I know it's become a big joke, and I've even joked about it, but watching it last night, there was something about it there that kind of hit me, and I kind of felt emotional there, and Jaren explained this really well, so I'm going to just kind of paraphrase him. Full credit to him, go watch his video, it's amazing. But this is spoilers-ish, but I'm guessing you guys have seen the movie. But obviously, you know, Batman's about to kill Superman, and then he says Martha, and then everyone hates how there's this sudden change because their mothers have the same name. But Jaren described it as that's Batman's kryptonite, because the whole reason he's Batman is because what happened to his parents early on, and then, you know, he fell down into the thing. It's explained in the excellent opening here, and that's just so well done here, and I really felt it that time. I love the little like cut to, obviously, for those who didn't know, like show Martha Wayne, the grave and all that, and I really felt it here, and that's what explained, you know, why there was a sudden change of heart for Batman or Bruce Wayne here, why he didn't go through with killing Superman. And in this edition, they also add to the character of Superman, or at least Clark Kent, and show why he really wants to fight Batman. Now, obviously, part of that is due to Lex, and those pictures that he throws out of his mom, they always have stuck in my head. That scared me so much. Back when I saw it, they don't anymore, but like, I remember seeing that and being like terrified of it. But of course, you know, Lex says like, you have to go kill the Batman or whatever. But as he's following him around here, that I remember like not recognizing a bunch of these scenes, so I knew that they were added, where Clark goes into, I think he goes into Gotham, but like he goes through and starts like questioning people and all that, and it really adds to it because he kind of has this deep dive into why Batman, like why he shouldn't like Batman, because he sees Batman as a villain who, obviously, we know Batman's killing people in this movie, he's using guns, and that's not really Batman. That's something where it bothers me a little bit, but I kind of just got used to it because like this is older, this is like 20, 30 years older, I think like 20 years older Batman, and he's lost so much. And I'm pretty sure there's something about Robin where like the spray painted suit too that says like haha jokes on you or whatever, that's like in the Batcave too, which I think is something to do with Robin, not 100% sure there. And I can't wait to see what they do with Joker in the Snyder Cut. No spoilers please. But it's the added subplots that really help this movie, and that's what kind of I think elevated it for most people. Now watching it again, I just felt like everything flowed a lot better. Like I do remember the first one being kind of like, felt like very crammed together in parts, whereas this one, you know, it's 3 hours long, and a lot of people, I don't know why I said 3 like that, will have a problem with that, but for me, as I said before, it didn't really bother me. And one of the most important details, I know for sure this was added because I didn't remember it all, is when Lois is talking on the phone with someone after the whole Capitol thing, where obviously the chair explodes, and Superman, or Clark, whatever, Cal, whatever the hell you want to call him, is like, I don't know why I couldn't see it. And then over the phone, they say, oh yeah, it was outlined with lead, which means it obviously blocks Superman. And that little detail, I know it was added because I never heard that before, and that kind of blew my mind. I was like, why did they leave that out? It's like, I don't know, like a 5-second thing. And there's some other things like, I don't think Steppenwolf was in the theatrical cut, but there's like a little short cameo of him here. Was it needed? No, but I get it because obviously, you know, what happened in Justice League. And I felt like that Lex Luthor scene at the end was extended, I think. And then there's this really cool thing where Batman like says like, no, you'll be going to Arkham, but he says it like, no, you'll be going to Arkham. Jesus. So that was really cool. That was really fun to see, and then like his expression on his face. And talking about Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. Now, I've said this before, but I'm not really a diehard fan of Superman. Man of Steel is like the only Superman movie I remember. I don't remember like the original ones. I know I gotta go back and watch the Richard Donner ones, but like seeing Lex Luthor here, Jesse Eisenberg is Lex Luthor. I know that he's supposed to be like this big, strong, bald, like businessman, convincing guy, and then Jesse Eisenberg's just like, oh okay, yeah, like very ADHD, like, because I'm pretty sure he has that, which I think here, since I'm not that big of a fan of like Superman, I don't know, not to say I don't like Superman, but like I'm not a big like diehard fan, so I don't know too much about it. That's what I'm trying to say. Jesus, now I'm talking like him. I wasn't going into it with the expectations of, you know, the bald head and the strong like business thing. He does feel like spoiled rich kid, but it still works because he's still menacing because he outsmarts them in things and he trying to trick them in. So I don't mind him as it. Like, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. But Jesse Eisenberg is a fantastic actor. So just go watch The Social Network or something. And then of course Henry Cavill is perfect as Superman. Go watch my Man of Steel video from yesterday. I talk about that too. And Ben Affleck as Batman, just incredible. Like, he perfectly nails that older kind of Batman, more gritty. And obviously, you know, we have the killing, so as I mentioned before, but Ben Affleck plays Bruce Wayne to perfection. Obviously, Christian Bale will always be my favorite, but he's right up there. Robert Pattinson, I know, will also be right up there. But overall, this movie is really great, okay? I know a lot of people don't love it, and that's okay. This is just, it's one of those things where it's a very controversial movie. You either love it or hate it. It's kind of how I feel with The Last Jedi. It's like, I don't really care if you love it or hate it. If you love Captain Marvel, great. If you don't, great. It doesn't really matter in the end, and this is one that I really enjoy. I feel like, especially after that's Man of Steel, after the Ultimate Edition came out, a lot more people started really appreciating it because of those themes, and really Zack Snyder's vision was really shown here. I don't know why they cut that out. I think it's proven with this Ultimate Edition and now the Snyder Cut that studios should stop interfering with it because everyone seems to like this, and now Snyder Cut so much more, okay? Ultimate Edition of Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice is really great. If you haven't seen it, and if you didn't really love or you felt kind of meh about the movie seeing it in theaters, go back and watch this one. It's awesome. It's coming to 4K soon, so that's also really exciting. I'll probably get it. Like, this is one that I don't mind rewatching. Like, I've seen it now 4 times, and for a score, I'd probably give it a 4 out of 5, which kind of, I think it stays in the same spot. Like, I have think, actually, I will not spoil my ranking, although you can check that out on my letterbox. It's still in my top 5 of the DCEU, and now obviously I said I haven't seen Snyder Cut yet, which sucks. Please screen, if anyone has advice for screeners, please let me know all that. But what do you think of the Ultimate Edition for Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice, or just BVS, whatever you want to call it? I keep messing up the title. But do you prefer to the theatrical one? Are you somebody out there who doesn't like this one, which I know there is a bunch? Do you love it? Because there's people who, very opposite sides of the spectrum. And thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Over and out.